In 1853, a bold vision took shape in the scorching deserts of the American Southwest. The Gadsden Purchase, a pivotal land acquisition that would forever change the course of American history. For just $10 million, the United States secured nearly 30,000 square miles of Mexican territory, land that would become southern Arizona and New Mexico. But this wasn't merely about expanding borders. Visionaries saw something far more transformative: the perfect corridor for a transcontinental railroad. The territory's relatively flat terrain and southern route promised year-round operation, free from the crushing mountain snows that plagued northern passages. By the 1880s, that vision roared to life. The Southern Pacific Railroad's iron rails began their inexorable march eastward from California, cutting through the Sonoran Desert's unforgiving landscape. Massive steam locomotives, mechanical marvels of their age, pulled construction trains loaded with rails, ties, and the dreams of a nation desperate to connect its coasts. In 1877, the Southern Pacific Railroad arrived at Yuma, Arizona, a frontier outpost on the banks of the mighty Colorado River. This was the gateway to Arizona, where the Iron Horse would cross one of the West's most formidable natural barriers. Engineers constructed massive wooden trestle bridges spanning the Colorado, marvels of 19th century engineering that allowed trains to thunder across waters that had challenged travelers for centuries. Yuma quickly transformed from a dusty river crossing into a bustling railroad hub. The depot filled with passengers bound for California and points east, while freight cars carried Arizona's copper, cattle, and crops to distant markets. The whistle of the locomotive echoed across the desert, announcing a new era. For workers and travelers alike, Yuma was where the journey truly began. From Yuma, the Southern Pacific faced one of its greatest challenges: building 120 miles of track through the unforgiving Arizona desert to reach Gila Bend. In the summer of 1881, thousands of workers, Chinese immigrants, Irish laborers, and Mexican vaqueros toiled side by side under the blazing sun. Temperatures soared past 120 degrees. Water was hauled by wagon from distant wells, more precious than gold. Yet these determined men laid up to 2 miles of track per day, moving over 1 million tons of earth and gravel. They battled rattlesnakes, scorpions, and sandstorms. The majestic Sonoran Desert, with its towering saguaros and rugged beauty, tested every man to his limits. But through sheer human endurance and engineering ingenuity, they conquered this harsh but beautiful landscape, bringing civilization and commerce to the heart of Arizona territory. As the Southern Pacific carved its path through Arizona, workers found themselves in one of North America's most remarkable landscapes, the Sonoran Desert. This desert is one of 5 major deserts in North America, alongside the Mojave, Great Basin, Chihuahuan, and Colorado Plateau. The Sonoran Desert is a living, breathing ecosystem. Towering saguaro cacti, some over 40 feet tall and 200 years old, stood as silent sentinels. Palo Verde trees, ocotillo, and cholla dotted the landscape in a tapestry of green and gold. But beauty came with danger. Workers had to watch for western diamondback rattlesnakes coiled in the shade. Gila monsters, North America's only venomous lizard, lurked among the rocks. Scorpions and tarantulas were constant companions. Yet the desert teemed with life. Roadrunners darted between cacti. Coyotes howled at dusk. Prickly pears bloomed with brilliant magenta flowers. This wasn't a barren wasteland, but a thriving desert full of wonder and challenge. In 1879, the iron rails finally reached Gila Bend, a small settlement in the heart of the Arizona desert. What had been an isolated outpost suddenly became a vital stop on the Southern Pacific Line. The locomotives that powered this historic route were primarily 440 American-type steam engines, workhorses of the railroad era. These magnificent machines featured 4 leading wheels for stability, 4 driving wheels for power, and no trailing wheels. With their distinctive tall smokestack, cowcatcher, and gleaming boilers, the 440s were perfectly suited for the desert terrain. At Gila Bend, These locomotives would take on water and fuel before continuing their journey eastward toward Tucson. The town transformed overnight, becoming a crucial crossroads where passengers, freight, and commerce converged in the desert. As the Iron Horse continued its journey eastward, it reached Maricopa Wells in 1879. This desert crossroads became a vital transfer point, where passengers bound for Phoenix would disembark from the train and board stagecoaches for the final leg of their journey north. The railroad passed through lands that today are protected as the Sonoran Desert National Monument, over 486,000 acres of pristine wilderness. Here, ancient petroglyphs carved by the Hohokam people still bear witness to thousands of years of human history. What began as a simple well and way station evolved into the thriving city of Maricopa we know today. By 1880, the Southern Pacific reached Casa Grande, a small but vital stop in the heart of the Sonoran Desert. The town took its name from the nearby Casa Grande ruins, an ancient four-story Hohokam structure that had stood for over 600 years. As trains rolled through this desert outpost, passengers could glimpse the mysterious adobe tower rising from the desert floor, a reminder that this land had been home to sophisticated civilizations long before the railroad arrived. Casa Grande served as a crucial water and service stop along the line, with maintenance facilities that kept locomotives running in the harsh desert conditions. The Gila River Valley provided essential water resources, and the wooden trestle bridges spanning the river became engineering landmarks of their own. For settlers and travelers, Casa Grande represented both the ancient past and the modern future converging in the Arizona territory. Today, Casa Grande Ruins National Monument preserves this archaeological treasure, while the city of Casa Grande continues to thrive as a major junction on America's southwestern transportation network. On March 20th, 1880, the Southern Pacific Railroad reached Tucson, transforming this ancient desert settlement forever. For over 2,000 years, people had called this valley home. The Hohokam people first settled along the Santa Cruz River, building sophisticated irrigation systems that sustained their civilization for centuries. In 1775, Spanish colonists established the Presidio San Agustín del Tucson, a walled fortress protecting settlers from Apache raids. The name Tucson comes from the O'odham word Kuk-son, meaning at the base of the Black Mountain. Nearby, the magnificent Mission San Javier del Bac, known as the White Dove of the Desert, had stood since 1692 as a testament to Spanish colonial architecture. After Mexican independence in 1821, Tucson remained a small frontier outpost of just a few hundred souls. The Gadsden Purchase of 1854 brought Tucson into American territory, and briefly, it even served as Arizona's territorial capital from 1867 to 1877. Before the railroad arrived, Tucson was an isolated oasis connected to the outside world only by dusty stagecoach routes that took weeks to reach California. The town was a blend of Mexican, Native American, and Anglo-American cultures, with adobe buildings lining dirt streets where horses and wagons kicked up desert dust. When the Southern Pacific's first locomotive steamed into Tucson's new depot, everything changed overnight. The isolated desert outpost became a major southwestern hub. Tucson served as a critical junction for mining operations in the surrounding mountains, where copper and silver were extracted and shipped east. The railroad yards bustled with activity as workers serviced locomotives, loaded freight, and prepared trains for their journeys across the desert. Passengers arriving at Tucson's depot stepped into a world where ancient history met modern progress. From the thundering steam locomotives of the 1880s to today's modern diesel-electric giants, the evolution of railroad technology tells a story of American innovation. The Southern Pacific began its Arizona journey with small, wood-burning engines struggling across the desert. By the early 1900s, massive articulated steam locomotives like the cab-forward design conquered the steep grades. The 1950s brought the diesel revolution, replacing coal and steam with efficient, turbocharged engines. Today, Union Pacific's modern locomotives pulled double-stack container trains across the same routes the Southern Pacific pioneered over 140 years ago. But perhaps no city benefited more from the railroad than Tucson. When the Southern Pacific arrived in 1880, Tucson was a small adobe village of just a few thousand people. The railroad transformed it into a major transportation hub, connecting Arizona to California and the eastern United States. Commerce flourished as goods flowed in and copper ore flowed out. Population boomed as opportunity beckoned. The railroad brought hotels, businesses, and industry. Today, Tucson stands as Arizona's second largest city, and the tracks that run through its heart remain a testament to how the Southern Pacific Railroad shaped the American Southwest. This documentary represents something remarkable: the power of artificial intelligence to bring overlooked history to life. The Southern Pacific's role in Arizona's development has long been overshadowed by more famous railroads, yet its impact was profound. AI tools allowed us to visualize historical scenes that no camera ever captured, to piece together a comprehensive narrative from scattered historical records, and to create an accessible documentary that preserves and shares this important story. As we move forward, AI will continue to democratize historical storytelling, ensuring that forgotten chapters of our past are researched, documented, and remembered. The railroad connected a nation. Now AI connects us to our history.
There she goes, right on time. Making good steam today. All passengers for the Southern Pacific, board now!
Careful with that, it's fragile.